Welcome back to another episode of You Reaching or Teaching. I'm your host, Derek.
And I'm your boy Aaron.
This is episode 12. And
Hmm
playoffs have started. So, we ain't gonna get into it right away, but definitely some things to talk about. How you feeling today, my boy?
I'm all right, man. I'm good. I'm glad we're doing the episode because I think this is a good point where a lot of the major stuff has happened. So it's it's good for us.
Look, I was low-key thinking about just instead of doing the, pre-recorded episodes and releasing them just like maybe like every week since stuff
Mhm.
has started, just do like a 30 minute to an hour live like every week. Cause it's just
hmm
playoff time coming, so it's a lot of things gonna be happening and we might miss some things, but we'll see.
Shoot, reaching
Yeah.
and teaching post game.
Yeah. Look, you might be on to something.
Hey
Might be
man,
on
look,
to
thank you.
something. Cause I
I do
definitely
what I
want
can.
I definitely I definitely had thoughts about the game last night, but we're gonna get into all that.
Sounds good to me.
Get into all that. But first, definitely want to start by saying congratulations to a successful, well, I'm gonna say successful career of Blake Griffin. He announced
Hmm.
his retirement. So shout out to him. It was Clippers, Detroit, Boston. It was just those three, right?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Yeah, Brooklyn as well.
Mhm.
So yeah, shout out to Blake Griffin. You think he did enough to earn a spot in the Hall of Fame?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think me personally, and it's ironic because I was watching this episode of The Pivot today. I think like him, Jamal Crawford, Patrick Beverly, what you call it, shoot, um, um, even if he was like to retire today, Paul George. I'm not saying that they're not great basketball players, but I wouldn't say that they're Hall of Famers.
Mm, not even like second ballot.
We could argue. I
Because
think that
it's
that's arguable.
only reason why I say that because it's a lot of people. I ain't gonna say a lot of people. There's some
Mm,
people that's in the Hall of Fame, don't necessarily got all the accolades in the world, especially like no championships on
mhm.
any level. Like whether you
Yeah.
talk about college, whether you talk about the Olympics or anything like that, and you still got some people that's in the Hall of Fame, you know,
Yeah.
without those. So um, he made a couple all NBA teams. I think probably like two or three of them in his career.
Mhm.
Rookie of the year. It's not a lot, but some people don't even have those.
That's true. That's true. It's like you can't, no one can say he hasn't had a good career.
Yeah.
Like if you say he had a bad career or he hasn't really done nothing, then you're just hating. Like, or you really don't know basketball. Like, no, he has had a good career and he has done things. I just don't think that he has done enough to be a Hall of Famer. Like DeAndre Jordan, whenever he retired, I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. I think he was a good player, but I wouldn't consider him a Hall of Famer. But you got to respect what he did.
I see. I agree with that. I can agree with the DeAndre Jordan part. It's kind
Mm-hmm.
of the Blake Griffin part too, because it's a toss up. If
Mm-hmm.
he do get in, congratulations. If not, I understand it too.
Mm-hmm.
I think the difference with Blake Griffin is I kind of look at him like, even though he's not on that magnitude, it's like I kind of look at him like Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like at least Blake was like the leader of like his teams. Of course, he had the Chris Paul in the Los Angeles, but I think we all know we all came to we watched Blake Griffin for the most
That's
part,
true.
and then
That's very
when he
true.
went to Detroit, he definitely shit. He did a good job in Detroit as well. I think the injury just messed him up career
Yeah.
wise. If he didn't get injured, I thought he would have been a good piece for Brooklyn, but that whole situation over there with Kyrie and James Harden, all of them, they just messed that all up. So I think if it wasn't if it wasn't with the Clippers, I think that would have been his best chance to get a ring in his career.
Yeah, it's the Clippers team. They just got robbed because of injuries. Like
That's
that was
facts.
that was mainly the thing because he was a vital part of that team, and that was a very good team. But I wish he would have had that Clippers type of run in Brooklyn because maybe they could have won, or at the least they would have won.
Yeah, facts. Off the top of your head, who you think like give me like two, three teams um that didn't win a ring that you think was like the best team? Because I feel
Mm.
like that Clippers team is one of them.
That Clippers team is definitely one that could have won.
And I would
Um,
say definitely probably those early 2000 Kings team, Sacramento Kings, um,
yeah.
with Mike Bibby, not Jason
Hmm.
Williams, with Mike Bibby. I thought those was that was a hell of a team right there too.
Me personally, I'm gonna also say, along with the Sacramento team, I'm also gonna say Dwight Howard and the Magic's team that he had. Like they would have been up
Yeah,
there with like that Detroit Pistons team that beat the Lakers. Like we didn't expect it, but then you won type of deal.
yeah, no, that's facts. They definitely had a chance. Let's
Yeah,
see.
man. But I would say this, Blake Griffin is a top five dunker of all time, though. Like it's Vince, Aaron Gordon, him, Blake Griffin, Dominique Wilkins, and mm, and I would say Jordan. If actually no, I would take out Jordan, and I would put Dr. J.
Mm,
Me personally.
that's a tough one. When you talk about top five dunker, I
I
think
think he is.
I definitely would pick Blake in there. You got to put Vince in there. So Blake, Vince. Almost. Damn, that's a tough one. Blake, Vince. I don't know. I might. This might be a sleeper. I
Hmm.
might throw uh Gerald Green in there.
That's fair. That's fair. That's definitely fair. That man
Uh,
was a great dunker.
uh, you know the popular one is Dominique.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He a popular one. Sean Kemp. He a popular one. Jordan, of course. Ah, all right. So if I had to do five, Vince, Blake. I'm gonna say yeah, Gerald Green. I'm gonna throw Jordan in there, and I don't know if I want to do Aaron Gordon or Zach LaVine.
Aaron Gordon got robbed, man. Each
Ah,
time he got robbed. I swear to God, he did.
not the first time.
Uh-uh.
I don't believe. I think Zach LaVine won fair that first time.
I don't think so, bro.
I
Aaron
think
Gordon was
so,
in the he
man.
sat in the air. He
Zach
sat in the
LaVine
air.
is bro. Zach LaVine did a under the
It,
legs from the free throw.
it wasn't behind the line, it was on the line.
Man, shit, it's still far. Niggas ain't doing that.
No, that dunk was worth the 50. It was. It was
Niggas
worth the
ain't doing
50.
that.
It was
Man,
good.
I see. I the only argument I would make on that is it was that one dunk that he did with the spinning mascot, and
Mhm.
then Zach LaVine just came back and did the same, pretty much the same dunk when he just threw it to himself and did that. That's probably
Yeah.
the one I would have like not get. Oh, did he get all 50s?
No, they both got 50s on it.
All right, cool. All right, so maybe so if I would have seen that as a judge, I would have probably took off a point or two since that was pretty much the same dunk
Yeah.
that Aaron Gordon did. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I can't argue those Zach Levine ones. Maybe that second one. Maybe that second one. But the last two definitely like he robbed, especially the one with Derrick Jones. That was just that shit was horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
I
D-Wade
feel I feel I feel
hold him
like
on
that
that one.
I feel like that fucked the whole slam dunk contest up.
No, that made people realistically, I genuinely think that that was the last dunk contest where we saw a lot of creativity. And the people who are really good dunkers didn't want to do it no more because like, oh, Aaron Gordon go get hold. I know I'm gonna get hold too.
That's facts. So yeah, I think but yeah, that's my five. But in regards to that, like the dunk contest, I think that people just lazy now. Like Zach Levine
Yeah.
enjoyed that they was doing it in high school, college, or whatever. But now people just rather shoot. Like, of course, you see Anthony Edwards, Ja Morant jumping out the gym and everything like that. But I don't think they really practice uh creative dunks and everything like that. I mean, they should
No.
just shit. I watched like the college dunk contest and that shit was better.
Hmm.
Shit, I seen high school dunk contests that was better than the NBA shit. So
Because they care. Because they care. It's that's just it. It's just because they care. It's when it comes to things like being a dunker, like Blake Griffin, yeah, he went to dunk to like destroy the rim, but you can also tell that he practiced his creativity with it too.
mhm.
And it showed in game, it showed in the contest, it showed during the summer when he wasn't doing nothing. And that's why I say like he's a top five dunker all time because he's one of those last few who actually care about the craft of dunking.
No facts. No, yeah, that's facts. I can agree with that. But what you think about the John what's his name? Jontay Porter. His lifetime ban from
Look,
for gambling.
and look, it's that's why we put it up on the page because it's one of those things where it's like, damn, like you can't say it's cool to sports bet, then only police it for certain things. And that's where it's tough because it's like, okay, if we're allowed to sports bet, cool. Can I bet on me too? Now we gotta have that conversation because we also gotta extend that to the reps. We got to also extend that to the owners, to the coaches. And then realistically, we might as well just say, hey, look, you can bet, but don't bet on the NBA. Go bet on the WNBA, go bet on the NFL, go bet on the MLB, Major League Soccer.
Yeah,
Like, don't bet on the sport you play. Because
exactly.
I personally think that's where it should be is don't bet on the sport you play. Like, I don't think no one would care if James Harden bet 2,000 on Aaron Judge hitting 3 home runs the next game. No one would
Exactly.
care because he doesn't have influence on that.
I can agree with that. Not betting on the sport that you play, or if you do, it's hard to say that. Or if you do bet on the sport that you play, just bet on another team. You can't bet on
Yeah,
your team. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like it would be stupid. And these some stupid motherfuckers. Why would you even try to bet, on
Mm.
yourself and shit like that? And these people will spend millions. Like, come on,
Yeah.
man. Like, you gotta be smarter than that. And it's like, if you are gonna do something like that, one, you doing like two things illegal. Like, because what is he? He in Toronto. He had an
Hmm.
account. He had an account in Colorado.
Yep.
Like, come on, man. Like,
Look,
if you don't got it where you at, just it ain't that serious, bro. It ain't that serious. Make your money in
it's
court.
no for real, it's not. But I really do hope that Adam Silver and the league owners really talk about this. And I'm cool with that too. Of like, okay, fellas, you can sports bet, but don't bet on your team. And respectfully so, don't bet on the team you're playing against either.
Yeah,
Because it's like, okay, if I bet like Karl Anthony Towns gonna get 10 boards tonight, all right, cool. I'm not gonna really aggressively rebound tonight so he can get his 10 boards. But if they play on another team, okay, cool. I can bet on that.
no facts. Yeah, I would. That would be the route I would go. But it would be stupid to bet on yourself anyway. It looks like out of all the allegations that came out about the refs and things of that nature, I don't know why you would be stupid enough to even go that route.
No,
But
it's manipulative and it just makes it looks like you're just rigging the game now.
yeah, it's stupid. They don't think though.
No, they
They
don't.
do not think. But real quick, want to get into a quick recap of the national championship games. Shout out to UConn for the men. Shout out to South Carolina for the women. For the men, UConn won 75-60 over Purdue. Um, you watched that game?
I watched some of it, but
Yeah.
I didn't finish it. I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't worth finishing. It really won't.
Look, look. I was just shocked you was about to answer because look, because I feel the same way. I probably watched like a couple minutes of the first half,
Mhm.
like kind of like zoned off somewhere else, was doing some other things, and then the second half started. And then UConn just like pulled away from it. And I was like, yeah, the game over after that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it just wasn't exciting
Mm,
like the women's games. You know what I'm saying? So, but
I agree.
I think a lot of people felt that way. But shout out to UConn back to back champions. I think that's their sixth one in the school. So I think they like either top three or top four when you talk about national championships for the men.
Yeah,
On to
congratulations.
South Carolina and Iowa. So South Carolina won against Iowa 87-75. How you how you enjoyed that game?
I thought it was good. Um, they were doing in the beginning what I said that Iowa needed to do to win the game is to go on a run because they was up.
You needed that
And
run. You needed
I
that
was,
run.
if they would have kept that, they would have won the game, but you got away from them. But realistically, though, that was a game where you just got to be proud, regardless if you won or lost. Everybody played well.
Yeah, no, that's
Everybody
facts.
played well.
Yeah, Caitlin had that great start in the first quarter. I think she dropped 18. And then
Hmm.
they she slowed down in the second quarter. I think they held her to 2 points, if I'm not mistaken. But I think I think similar to what I was telling you, how I feel that LSU would have beat Iowa if they played aggressive defense. You know,
Hmm.
LSU tried it, but they could they I think they waited too late to play Flau'jae on Caitlin. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
They had Haley out there on the island. She just like what you want me to like what you want me to do. But I think similar to what I seen West Virginia do against Iowa is just play that aggressive defense full court the whole way. Try
Hmm.
to deny. You know, she gonna get her shots up regardless. You know, I think she's had like 30 something
Hmm.
points. So but at the same time, you have to let you have to let her teammates be the ones to win the game. And
Hmm.
I think what's her name? Martin. She didn't shoot until the second half. So I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, so I'm like, yo, what are y'all doing? And then what's her name? Stooley, Hannah.
I know he's,
Hannah.
yeah, about to say,
Uh
we talked about this before,
yeah.
didn't we?
I would say Hannah. But she was just Camilla was just too much. Like
Yeah, she was.
actually seeing it was impressive watching her play,
It
just
was.
how she ran the floor. Like the effort that she put in on both sides of the basketball was impressive, and I see why she went top three
Hmm.
in the draft. You know, she used her size to her advantage, and I think the like her size and length were just too much for Hannah because Hannah
Yeah.
got off in the LSU game. Well, shoot, she got off in that a little bit in that UConn game too, for real.
Yeah, it was one of those things where in that game, though, I would say this. I think she played well still in the championship game, but that game against what you call it, the game previously, she played with a little less urgency and a little bit more free flowing. Like it didn't feel like she was playing, like I said before, playing smart versus playing safe.
Right.
Because like the safe thing to do in the championship game is to rely on our best player.
Yeah.
And And it's like, nah, sweetheart, like you was doing good last game. Bring that same mentality over. Like that's why I don't think she shot till the second half because like, okay, they trying to double Caitlyn, they can't do nothing with Caitlyn. Okay, let me try to get going now. No, you should have been,
Been doing that.
yeah.
Like especially, excuse me, especially that second quarter when Caitlyn wasn't doing nothing.
Hmm.
Like, because they wasn't like you saying they was on that run, great run. Like they
Yep.
was out there, they was out there, John hitting, and then I, I think that just speaks on the coaching, Don, like just how
Hmm.
composed the team were. Like they didn't have no worry, down. I can't. I think it was like 15-2 or something like that. Like they was down
It was about that, yeah.
10 or 12, and it wasn't panicking at
Excuse,
all. And just seeing them play throughout the tournament,
excuse me, damn.
they
Hmm.
were a great, they're a great like second half team.
Yeah.
They see what they had to do, go in the locker room, and they make the adjustments and actually go out there and execute, that game plan, and they just run away with it. So,
Hmm.
so shout out to them, man. Shout out to South Carolina. And I told, look, had them by 12. Y'all seen the tweet? Y'all seen the tweet? I called it.
Yeah. You can't do nothing. You can't do nothing with that, but just accept it. That's just it. It's like,
Big facts. But this past, what was it, Saturday or Sunday? One of those days, the WNBA draft happened. Of course, Caitlin Clark went number 1 to the Indiana Fever. Cameron Brake went to the Sparks. Camilla went to the Chicago Sky. Rakia from Tennessee went to the Sparks. Uh, JC from Ohio State went to Dallas Wings. Aaliyah from UConn went to Washington. And Angel Reese went to Chicago at 7. I do want to give us some shout outs to Deja Fair. She from Syracuse, the
mhm,
third leading scorer in women's history. She went to the Aces, as well as Angel Jackson, just the second HBCU player to be drafted in the past 20 years. She also went to the Aces.
mhm.
So shout out to her as well.
Yes, congratulations. Congratulations.
Um, looking at the draft, looking at the draft, I thought the Aces killed it. just
Yeah.
just from their picks. Like how you one, they're back to back champions. And
Hmm.
then you let her get, of course they wasn't gonna get Caitlin, but you let her
Hmm.
get a 20-point score.
Hmm.
Like you let them get another score. And then they got um what's her name? Elizabeth from Virginia Tech.
Hmm.
A great player out of Virginia Tech. Like they killed it. And I think they got Martin from Iowa, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so. They capitalized on this being a good class because it's like realistically, regardless who they picked, it was gonna fit their team.
Mm-hmm.
It really would have. I don't see anybody from this draft who would have been a bad pick for this team, realistic for the Aces.
No, big facts. And just understanding, just listening to NBA players talk and how important the business side of professional sports is.
Hmm.
I think it was a good move for Chicago Sky getting
Yeah.
Camilla and Angel Reese.
Hmm.
That's major. And I think that'd be a good market for Angel Reese for what she got going on outside of the sport with all the endorsements and things that she got going on. So
Yeah.
that can definitely help out her brand. And then with the Sparks, Cameron, she a baller for real. I ain't gonna even lie to you. And then Rakia from Tennessee, just watching her highlights, that was a good pick too.
You know, something else about this draft, every team got what they needed, like position wise,
Mm-hmm.
attention wise. character-wise, every team got something in which they needed. Like this was legit their best draft in WNBA history. I would definitely say that, and I'll double down on it. I think it
Yeah.
was. It's like the Fever, you got a perfect compliment to your rookie, your young player, Leah Boston.
Hmm.
Chicago, y'all got bigs to go compete with the Aces and the Mercury now, as well as like even teams like the Sky and what you call it? Shoot, I'm blanking on the other team name. And the Wings, like.
Dallas, yeah.
Mhm. Everybody got something good out of this draft. Like yeah, we can talk about who should have went higher or lower because I thought in the beginning, what you call it from South Carolina, the Brazilian young lady, I forget her, I'm blanking on her name right now.
Camilla.
Yes, I thought she was gonna go like sixth or seventh, like at first.
But that's why I was so impressed with the her watching her play in the tournament because they in the mock draft that they had her going second to the Sparks.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they had her going second, and then they had Cameron going to Chicago. But that was flipped. But just watching her play, I can see
Mhm.
why, honestly, that she was in the
That's
top five.
yeah. And that's fair. Like I said, it was cool that she was still in the top five. I love it. Like this was a great draft for the WNBA. Like no one can say nothing bad about this draft.
Nah, big facts. Because you can't, because it's man, you. I think a lot of people always say, watching the men's versus watching the women's this season, and like more women players than the men. And I think
Hmm.
in previous years, no disrespect to any other class or whatever, but you always had probably like one or two big names coming out
Yeah.
of uh the women college basketball, but you ain't never have this many people at one
Hmm.
time. So I think
Yeah.
it's just I think this is a great thing for the WNBA. I think it's the turning point for them, just with all the names, all the players that's coming to the league. Hopefully, they was also talking. I'm not sure when it will happen, but they was also talking about an expansion,
Yeah.
growing to 16. Excuse me, growing to 16 teams instead of 12.
Hmm.
So hopefully that the ones drafted in the first round, they most likely will get a spot on the team, especially like that top 10,
Hmm.
um, second round, third round. But yeah, I think this is great for the WNBA. And I think more eyes would definitely be on their season this
Hmm.
upcoming season. So I'm excited for it. I've never, and I'm not gonna be here. I'm not gonna be here and act like I've constantly watched WNBA games. I have in the past, not a lot.
Hmm.
Usually it's just the Sparks, only because Candace Parker went there. Shout out to Candace Parker. So usually just watch yeah, her or Brianna Stewart, one of those players.
Hmm.
When you talk about like recent years and that nature. But
Yeah.
how do you feel about, because people been talking about it and it's a regular conversation. I'm not sure why people don't understand business. That's the
Hmm.
first thing. But how do you feel about just the conversation around the salary of the WNBA players?
I say this, and don't nobody get mad, don't nobody get upset. Y'all gotta understand that you're not gonna make NBA money right now. Your league is 26 years old. The NBA is 75, 76 years old. They got time, as well as realistically, they have had transcendent stars to elevate that. Like, look at like the 60s and the 70s, basketball won't pop in. Then the 80s came and you got Magic and Bird. Then Jordan arrived in the 90s. Then you got Duncan, Kobe, and Bron in the 2000s, and Iverson in the 2000s, Vince Carter, like Shaq. Like it was back to back to back to back to back
Mm-hmm.
versus like the last good draft for the WNBA for exciting people was when Brianna Stewart got drafted.
Yep.
Like realistically, I can't tell you who the number one pick was. The number one picks were after her and before Caitlin Clark. I
Goodness.
can't, and it's like, and like that's not me throwing shade. That's me just being realistic. So until you all can build that popularity and really, really capitalize on ticket sales and merchandise and things like that and getting TV deals, you're not going to be able to make close to that NBA money. Like that's just the truth of it. But hopefully that changes realistically.
Yeah. That's why and I was like that at first. And that's the thing too, is like you can be ignorant to the situation, but don't be stupid. Like
Yeah.
you might not know the ins and out of the business of the WNBA or the NBA,
Hmm.
but if you do, like, don't be stupid and be like, y'all, they need to pay her more. How?
Hmm.
How? They said, I think I seen today where it was like the NBA brings in like 10 billion, probably
Hmm.
more than that a year. And then
Yeah.
the WNBA only brings in 200 million annually. So
Yes.
when you talking about players, and not of course not everybody would be paid the same, but just in this scenario, it's like, all right, so it's 12 teams, and let's just say it's just 12 roster spots. So that's 144 people, 144 people, and you give all of them $1 million.
Hmm.
Where do you think everything else is going?
Yep.
Where do you think the rest of the money is going? Like you gonna bankrupt, like they're gonna go bankrupt if they actually give these players what they're actually worth. And I want to see that happen because they deserve the money.
Hmm.
Even though, and I don't when one, I don't agree that, and this might be controversy too. I don't agree that they should be paid the same as NBA players, only because, and I say that because they got half the season. Like NBA
Hmm.
is 82 games and WNBA only plays like 40 something, like 40 some games.
Yeah.
So I don't think they should be they should be receiving $200 million contracts and things of that nature. But
Yeah.
I would like to see them seven figures, for like 4 years, 30
Mm.
million, something of that nature,
Yeah, 3 years, 10 million, something like
you
that,
know,
8 million.
something rather than 4 years at $300,000. That sounds
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
It sounds
it's
crazy, but I understand.
hmm
And similar to like you said, and I'm not going to repeat everything, but you can't complain about these players getting paid and you're not supporting them.
yep.
More eyes got to be on the sport. You have to go to the games. Like y'all
Hmm.
want to every time y'all post on social media, oh, I can't wait to go on a date to NBA game. I never see nobody say, oh, I can't wait to go on a date to a WNBA game. You know what I'm
That's
saying? Like,
that's what I've been saying.
like let's be real now. Like,
Like I don't see IG models at the WNBA games flexing pictures, but I do see them at the Wizards game.
yeah, like
Like
they be at the games, these niggas be losing. Like front row with it too. Like, I
you
don't understand.
I don't get it. It's one IG model I saw. She was
How
at
you
a
know?
Panthers game. She was at a Panthers game last season. I'm like, you went to a Panthers game? They only won one game,
Look, I
but
guess I
it
guess
was,
she said as
but
long as they getting flown out, it's up.
no, but it's like Charlotte is a nice city. I think they were playing the Eagles that game, so it's if not the Eagles, they were playing like another high profile team. But it's just yeah, like we gotta. You have to support the WNBA. You have to not just say it. You have to be about it, and that's even like the players too. It's like people like Tarasi, like because that's been my issue with her. Is like, why aren't you bigging up these girls? Like, you can be
Mhm.
realistic that this ain't. You aren't playing 18-year-old, 19-year-olds. True, but your ass is plus 40. What you about to do with Caitlin Clark?
I'm surprised she's still in the league.
But you know they can play that long though,
Yeah,
just because
yeah,
of yeah.
yeah. I was listening to who was talking. It was probably Lexi, but I think it was some other people talking. But they was talking about Diana and just they were saying, that's her attitude. That's always been her
Mm-hmm.
attitude, towards um everyone, younger players, especially like rookies and whatnot. But like you say, it was like, I don't know, just watching them talk about Caitlyn, I was like, this it coming off as hate. It just
Mm-hmm.
comes off as hate. And I can't disagree with somebody saying Caitlyn is not the greatest uh college basketball player when you talk about like a Brianna Stewart who won four, Amaya
Every
Moore,
year.
Amaya Moore, Candace Parker, um, of course Cheryl Swoops,
hmm
and those of that nature. But it's like I compare her to Steph. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? I compare her to Steph. She's just electrifying. Like
Yeah.
she put eyes on the screen. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Like, and then you see the pictures. Like, bro, they was Indiana Fever had the stadium full,
Full. I ain't never seen that stadium that full, dude.
empty. Like it was nothing. It was no game just for the draft.
Bro,
Why
people
am
were
I
sitting on the
buying?
floor.
Why am
People
I
were sitting on
buying?
the floor.
Why am I buying a ticket to watch a draft when I could sit on my comfortable couch and watch it on my TV screen? Like you have to take
Mm.
all of that into consideration when you talk about Caitlin Clark and
hmm
what she brings to the WNBA. And I think her jersey sold out in all sizes soon as she
hmm
got drafted. So
Yeah.
it's like what you
She's
want us to say, bro?
She sold out in 12 hours there, not even a full day. All jersey sizes sold out. Like they're still not restocked yet.
Like what you want us to say, bro? Like you can't hate on the girl. And she done
No.
nothing. She done nothing. Look, what she done do on the court, trust me, we done seen worse. As
hmm
men, we done seen worse, and we probably done worse, especially
Yep.
and there's a heated battle going on. So I
I
don't care
agree.
nothing about the antics that she do on the court, whether you think she a dirty player, this and that, you know, whatever. I don't care.
hmm
Whether if it's her, whether it's Angel Reese, whether it's Camilla, Cameron, I don't care who it is. Whatever. Just play the game. I just enjoy watching basketball. Y'all be bringing
Yeah.
all this extra stuff into it when it's not that deep.
And
It's not
that's
that deep.
why, and that's why I think that the draft night, it was nothing but praise. It was nothing but congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. But then the day after, the hate and the criticism starts coming back. And it's mostly been for Caitlin Clark, but then it has been the salary conversation like what happened. And it has been, people like suggesting the expansion. It's like, okay, cool. Who gonna buy a team? Besides like Serena Williams, like
Yeah,
is
she did throw
Bron
that out there.
is Serena like who else gonna do it? Is Snoop Dogg gonna do it? Is Bron gonna do it? Is Steph Curry gonna do it? Is Chris Paul gonna do it? Is Lisa Leslie gonna do it? Who's gonna do it? And that's the same thing too, where it's like the push for them getting more money. Who's gonna do it?
Exactly.
Like that's why I said it's like, real talk. Um, One of my boys, he went to Wizards game because a ticket was like $40.
Big
I was
facts.
like, I was like, bro, you know how much many tickets that is for a Mystics games? There, that was like 15 games for $40. Not 15, my fault. No, no. No, 12 games. It was 12 games for that same amount of money. I'm like, you could have saw like a quarter of the season. He was
Hold
like, yeah,
on.
bro.
You said 40 for 12?
bro, like he paid 40. Okay, he paid 45 to go to one Wizards game.
Hmm.
So breaking that down, I'm trying to do the math. Yeah, my fault. He could have went to 10 Mystics games for that and still have $5 left over.
That's wow. That that's wild to think about.
No, for real. And it's like for I think it was like 60, he could have been front row.
Yeah. I mean, we all see that those arenas don't be full during those games, and we can always see how the women, because I think college for them, college basketball started for them in like '82 for the women's or
Hmm.
something like that.
Hmm.
But and then they just started being recognized
I think it
for
was the
March
70s,
Madness. Maybe it's like late
maybe.
'70s or early '80s, and then they just started being recognized for March Madness, and you can see like with those first until what like the Sweet 16 or something like that, that they play like the top ranked team play at home, like they don't go to
Hmm.
this neutral site to play. You know what I'm saying? And that
Yep.
comes, and I believe that had to come back down to finances.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I also think, and we kind of had this conversation before, but I'm not going to get into it. You like the WNBA, I mean not the WNBA, the NBA, like, bro, like, why don't y'all do anything about it? Like, come on now. It's all for the love of the sport. And it's not like they're taking, you know, y'all are too established at this point.
Hmm.
Superstars is too big. The
Yep.
WNBA is not. Let me choose. I'm gonna say it anyway. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I don't really consider the WNBA as global, even though y'all play in the Olympics and things of that nature. I don't consider
Hmm.
WNBA as global as the NBA.
Me neither.
So
And because it's like I don't see no one getting drafted from Latvia or Greece or South Africa. I see everybody, Stanford, UCLA, LSU, UConn. Like you also got
you know,
a
if they do, it's not a lot. It's like
yeah.
especially how the NBA is going now, where you got the Wimbies coming over, you got the Jokers
Hmm.
coming over. You're not really gonna see no top five, top 10 player from overseas coming over to the WNBA. Maybe
Hmm.
not now. Hopefully, that's something in the future that we can see, but definitely not now.
No, for real. I want a 6'8" wing coming from Germany. I want a 6'11" African girl or a 6'11"
That's
Swiss
crazy.
woman. Like,
I
bro, like
that's
I want that. I
6'11"
want
is
that.
crazy.
I want that. But it's like that's what's gonna get there. And I think that that's the argument that some people, and just being real, some WNBA players don't like, is that you have to be entertaining. You do. You all are very talented. You all have great skill sets. Because it was like one day, slight flex. I DM'd and I talked to Lexi Brown. Um, this was a few years ago. This is when she was with the Lynx.
I feel
Um,
like we had that conversation before.
I
I'm
think we
gonna
may
lie.
have. We may have. Or this is some deja vu.
Probably so. But yeah, probably so because it's like because I think you probably like the first time I heard Lexi Brown, it probably came from you.
Bro, but that's crazy is that happened realistically with me and a lot of brothers. Like they'll be like, "Oh, who's someone you know?" I'm like, "Oh, I talked to Lexi Brown before," and they're like, "Who?" And I show them like, "Oh, she went to Duke. She just got drafted by the Lynx." It's
Hmm.
like she bad, but I don't know who she is. And it's like that be it. But she's a great shooter. She's a remarkable talent. But that's the whole thing of the WNBA. Like more people know Thanasis, Patrick Beverly, and Kenneth Fareed than they do Asia Wilson and Brittany Griner.
Hmm.
Like that's what it is. It's like the league has got to expand, not just from a monetary standpoint, but from a collective acceptance standpoint
Yeah.
of I want to talk to scouts. Who you scouting from Italy? Who over there? Who
Yeah.
you scouting from France? Don't just go to UConn and do. We know what we got here. Like, let's look internationally. We know what we got domestically. Then still, like I've had this conversation before. I'm not gonna go on no tangent. But the marketing, the talking to people, players accepting other people. It's like DT, you could be real all you want. Like all these Kelsey Plum, y'all can be real all you want about how it's a different league. True. But Brandon Jennings made the perfect point on podcast that a lot of great WNBA players transcend well to the WNBA from college.
Exactly. And that's how it always been. Whatever sport. Like if you're a great player, you're gonna be great. Like,
Hmm.
and of course, you could talk about the NBA. Most of the I didn't one, I don't know how I don't know how he went number one. I didn't think he was all that good. But when you talk
Hmm.
about Greg Oden, his injuries stopped him. So
Yes.
let's be real about that. Like he was a great college player. It's similar to like when you talk about when people say how KD didn't go number one. It's similar to how you look at 84 and
Hmm.
how Hakeem went number one
Yep.
and things of that nature. Like no one would change that. Like
Nah.
no one would ever like even to this day, like no, they could get Hakeem. Like, yes,
No.
Hakeem can go number one.
No, even at that same draft, Sam Bowie's still number two.
Yeah.
You
Like,
damn right I want that 7-1 monster on the floor. Bring him on.
yeah, like you can't argue that. And then when you talk about Kaylin, it's just like watch her plays, like her ability, like so once again, similar to stuff, like you give her that little
Hmm.
space, she gonna
It's
pull that
over.
thing up and jump. I do believe though, she do have a weakness, and they can, she probably work on it though. She
Hmm.
mostly go left
Yeah.
into the jumper. It's rarely that you see her going right into the jumper.
Hmm.
Usually, if she go right, it's mainly a
Yeah.
drive in, kick out, penetrate, kick out to the wing, or find that big man for like a bounce pass inside. But she mainly
Hmm.
go left. She mainly go left when you're talking to when she about to shoot the jumper.
Yeah.
But I feel like any given day, like no disrespect, but she should get DT buckets.
She would. And
It's
it's not ridiculous to say that.
not.
She really would. It's when it comes to the getting paid more. They need to create exposure for themselves as well as other people need to realistically give it a chance.
Yeah.
But
Let
it's
it
gonna be
grow.
hard.
Like
Like let it
let
grow.
it grow. Like I seen somebody talking about they had enough time to, build like and that's another thing I hate too. Like, yes, not even the WNBA, but just businesses itself. Like
Hmm.
businesses may stay around barely because they
Hmm.
are making some type of profit to be able to put back into the business or whatnot. But if you're not receiving a lot of revenue coming in,
Hmm.
how you expect me to pay my employees more?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like you just got to understand that, and like that's how the NBA started. You know,
Yep.
but and that's why I think a lot of people can agree when we say it's like this is the class where that that turning point I feel like will happen, and I think probably within I give it 5 years where we will probably see the first $1 million contract.
Hmm.
I'll give it 5 years.
I give it 5 years too.
Yeah, so I think yeah, we'll definitely see it. But two things before we go on break. So two questions I want to ask before we go on break. Out of Caitlin, Cameron, Camilla, and Angel Reese. Which of those four you think will have a longer career just based on their ability?
It's between Angel Reese and Cameron because not Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark. Because the style of play that Camilla and Angel Reese play, they are more susceptible to injury.
That is true.
Because yeah, their position, the style that they play, it's very I can't think of a good NBA comparison or WNBA comparison right now, but they have more risk to be hurt, which can hurt their career. But looking at Cameron and Caitlin Clark basically gonna be like the same thing like Steph. Steph can play till he's 40. Look at Ray Allen. Ray Allen played to basically damn near when he was 40 because the type of game he had allowed him to.
Mhm.
Um,
I
so
mean, that's why
and can't
Vince Carter played just
mhm,
because he could always shoot, but he
mhm,
needed to rely on that more as the years passed.
exactly. And what was I gonna say? And Cameron, her game, she's a big, but she's like a big like Tim Duncan,
Hmm.
where she's more of a finesse player than a physical player.
You know who I would compare her to? I'm not
Who?
sure. What I'm not sure if he left-handed or right-handed, but like a Chris Bosh.
Yeah, Chris Bosh. That's another like if the blood clot ain't happened, Chris Bosh would probably retire like 2, 3 years ago.
Hell yeah, big facts. But yeah, similar to yeah, I can agree with the Cameron part. Yeah, watching those highlights as well. Just how she can hold her own. Like she's not the biggest
Hmm.
five because that's what she had to play.
Yeah.
Um, but she held her own, especially against I think it was our state where they had that big girl. She was just she kind of short, but she was working in the paint. I think
Yeah.
she had that 40-point game that like that first or second round. But yeah, like them battling, that was they barely won that game.
Hmm.
But yeah, she could hold her on. She got a good mid range and she could shoot the three ball.
Yep.
So that they can definitely utilize her in many ways. I just hope the WNBA get to a point where it's giving more freedom to
Yeah.
the players. I understand like work of course you need to work within the system, but let them loose. Let them actually show what they can do as basketball players. Because I'm pretty sure if they do, it's like, oh, it's gonna be way more Sports Center top 10 plays than what it is now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I would just hope that they let these players that's coming in now do what they do. Like we seen what they can do. Just so let them do what they do in the WNBA as well. And I promise, like you'll get more support that way.
Hmm.
That's what I say. So, second question: outside of those four, you think you have any sleepers in that draft?
I actually don't have any sleepers in that draft. I think that everybody fits well. Yeah, we could say who could win higher, who could win lower, but I don't think that there was any sleepers, me personally.
Gotcha. I think yeah, Leah from UConn. I think she'll I think she'll shock people. And
Mm,
Deja.
yeah, that's fair to say too.
Yeah, we're gonna take a short break and we'll be right back. Unfiltered Brothers is on Patreon. Be sure to become a member and show your support for the podcast. Your support will help us invest in our business to help the podcast grow and expand our brand. There are 3 tiers you can choose from. Get early access to the audio and video a day before the episodes are available on streaming services and YouTube.
be the first to know about special announcements and get access to exclusive episodes or content. Also, 10% of Tier 3 will also be donated to a charity of our choice at the end of each year. So thank you in advance. Now back to the episode.
And welcome back to You Reaching or Teaching. So now we're going to get into some NBA talk. So the Olympic roster is finally full. 12-man roster. So we have Steph, LeBron, KD, Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid, Devin Booker, Drew Holiday, Bam, Tyrese Halliburton, and then Kawhi Leonard filled the last spot. You think there was any snubs when filling this roster?
Hell yeah.
Who you think?
Kyrie.
That's what everybody said. Who you replacing with?
Kawhi.
What for?
Kawhi. I'm taking out Kawhi and I'm putting in Kyrie.
Why Kawhi though?
Because I heard this take. So I'll get my thoughts together. I saw this take and I agree with it that if I'm Steve Ballmer and if I'm Ty Lue, knowing how Kawhi's body is, I don't want him playing during the summer. Like, especially, let's say they go on a run. Let's say they go to the Western Conference Finals. And then in about a month and a half, you got to go back and play overseas.
Yeah.
Nah. So I say it from a health standpoint because I love that Kawhi Leonard has played this long. But I would rather have Kyrie.
No,
I would rather have Kyrie.
See, I don't know. I can like with that explanation, I can see it. I can kind of say the same thing about Embiid too, because
That he shouldn't have been on the team?
Yeah. Well, I got another reason for that. So,
okay.
Would Embiid just just looking at the team, I think he fits, especially when you go against the Giannis's and the Joker and everything of that nature. But just looking at, I can't really recall 2020 and 2016 like that. But just looking at like the past big men, like they get out of run. Like the AD, Bam, and things of that nature. Damn, we only got it's only 2 big men on this team.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, I guess 3 if you count AD.
Well, centers. We only got 2 centers on the team.
So just looking at the team, it's like this looks like a team that's going to get out and run. And look like a team that's going to push the pace, especially if you have Steph at the 1, or you have Tyrese at the 1. I feel like the only way like the offense will slow down if Drew Holiday is running the 1.
Yep.
That's probably the only way. So just looking at the team, I just feel like you could probably pick like someone else, even though I don't think no one else deserves it more than Embiid, but just the style of play that I'm expecting the USA basketball to play, I think you could pick somebody else at that spot. But I'm not mad at everybody else though. Of course, I did want to see Kyrie in there.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the only one.
It's just to be completely honest, I think the league is still not too hot on Kyrie. I think that's what it is. Because it's like, even though I'm not crazy about Kyrie the person neither, we can't say that the brother has done what you asked him to do.
And you see that no one is like Kyrie's been balling, especially after All-Star weekend.
Yeah.
Like the games that Luka missed, Kyrie stepped up and helped Dallas to win.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it's not no controversy around his name, now we don't want to talk about him.
Yep.
Like that don't make no sense. And like it just messed up all around. But I agree
It
with you.
is. It is, bro, because it's like, even though Draymond get himself in the hot water too, as an example, when he came back from his first suspension, he didn't really do nothing for the first few games, and they was on a winning streak.
No, that's
He was
facts.
he was shooting better, he was playing better, and then whatchamacallit came when he hit Nurkic from Phoenix. But other than that, he was fine too. Didn't nobody say a damn thing about Draymond. But Kyrie been balling. We ain't hear nothing.
Nothing.
But he made one comment this year, and that went crazy. But it was like when Kenya Martin Sr. and Gil were going back and forth about Kyrie. I agree with Gil. Like they are so busy trying to protect an image that you are not focusing on the fact of you need to send the best players. And Kyrie is a better offensive player than Kawhi. And realistically, playing against those Euros and those other national teams, you need to run up the score.
That's true.
You do. I can't rely on Kawhi to go get me 30 in an Olympic game, but I know Kyrie can.
That's facts. I can agree with that. And the only reason I accept Drew is because he gonna get out there and run with the best of them. Any
Yeah.
perimeter, giving the best perimeter player, he'll guard him. So, what you think about Dame?
I don't think Dame should have been on it. Or we talking about Dame in general.
Like, yeah, for the U.S. team.
I think that Dame could have been discussed. But realistically, I think Dame is in a place right now where
Or
Mhm.
Brunson.
I would have picked Brunson too.
Yeah.
I would have rather had Brunson than Kawhi too.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, Brunson would have been a good one. But I think, yeah, just looking at these names, they probably just going out there the name itself, not
Yeah,
necessarily current status or
yeah,
where you at currently in the NBA ranking wise. They're probably just thinking of name wise. But
yeah. That's it.
yeah, so Kyrie, Brunson, who else I wouldn't have been mad at? Nah, that's probably it. I think I wouldn't want to see Jimmy Butler.
No,
I wouldn't want to see Maxi, Draymond
personally, I
Green,
don't want Bam
honestly.
on the team.
Why is that?
That's just a me thing. I think that Bam is FIBA material. Like, no disrespect, because it's like, let's be real, the FIBA teams is our B squad.
But who would be his replacement when you talk about the five?
That's tough
Or
because
four, I guess, since they can alternate.
I would have had realistically, even though I'm not crazy about him, I would honestly give it to Karl Anthony Towns.
But he Dominican Republic.
Oh shit, that's right. My
Mm-hmm.
bad. My bad. Yes. So,
Yeah.
Jared Allen. My bad. I would have given it to Jared Allen. Like basically, he would have been the B squad guy on the A squad team, but he can rebound like crazy. He can defend the paint. He's what you need in those moments where it's like, all right, we need a stop because Canada's running us up right now, or Spain is on a run right now. Like, I'm not saying Bam can't do that, but I think that Allen provides a more of an imposing presence out there because he's almost 7 foot and he linky as hell.
I can agree with that.
That's just me.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I don't really have I don't have nobody on the top of my head at the moment. It's not really we when you just talk about the big man, it's not really a lot that you can.
It's not a lot of them are international
Not
players.
American. I'm about to say not many American big man that you
Hmm.
can throw into the conversation. And Joel, he just lucky he got his citizenship because
Yep.
he wouldn't have been on the team. So
Nah, he wouldn't have been because it's like you look at teams like France, they're gonna have Wembanyama and Rudy Gobert.
yeah, that's crazy. What did I see? Oh man, no, that must have been something else. No, I think it was France where they said I forgot who was I think Rudy would have been at the 5. I forgot who they said would have been at the 4, but they said they would have had Wimby at the 3. I was like,
That's
damn.
crazy. Yeah, they would have had Embiid. Damn, you'd have put Embiid at the
God,
4, Rudy Gobert at the
that,
5, and Wemby at the 3. That ain't fair. They won.
God damn. That's crazy.
Yeah, they won.
Yeah, they got it. They definitely got it. Last thoughts on the USA team.
um, Kyrie got hold. That's all I got.
In fact, so we're gonna get into all right, we're gonna get into these playoffs. So right now for the East, for the first round, it's looking like Boston versus okay, so Boston will be playing the number 8 seed. So tonight, so right now we're recording this Wednesday, April the 17th. So Philly is playing against Miami tonight for the number 7 seed, and then whoever loses that play for the 8th seed against the winner of Chicago and Atlanta.
Mhm.
So Boston would face one of those teams, and then you have Cavs versus Orlando, Milwaukee versus Pacers, and then you have New York Knicks versus the number 7 seed. And then for the West, OKC would be playing the number 8 seed, so that would be either New Orleans versus Sacramento, and then you have the Clippers versus the Mavericks, Minnesota versus Phoenix, and then Denver versus the Lakers. All right. So before we get into the games from last night, let's just get into some predictions for the first round. All right. So Boston,
Mhm.
you got them winning that series, no matter who they play.
Hmm. Boston's the first seed.
Mm-hmm.
So realistically, if somehow Miami get the 8th seed, I'm going Miami.
Mm. Okay. Okay.
But if the 8th seed is Chicago, because I think it's going to be Chicago, yeah, Boston gonna win that
So
series.
I guess let's start with that first. So who you have winning tonight? Philly or Miami?
Personally, I'm gonna say, shoot, never mind. I'm gonna change my whole thing around. I think Phillies are gonna win tonight and
Okay.
be the 7th
7.
seed.
Okay. Gotcha. And then
And,
Chicago and Atlanta.
and then Chicago beats Atlanta, but Miami beats Chicago.
Mm. Okay. See, I got Philly win. But then I got Atlanta winning. Cause I think
Mm.
I need to check. Cause Trey Young back, right?
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah. See, that's the only reason why I got it.
Yeah, and that's
That's
fair
the only
because
reason I got it. But they are playing in Chicago though, so that could make the difference.
but
But
Trey plays well on the road though.
yeah, so that's the only reason why I picked ATL.
Mm.
And yeah, I don't think DeMar DeRozan is enough for that. So yeah, I got Philly and Atlanta tonight. So looking at that, I think I don't know. I think this might be a different year. I think the the playoff Jimmy that we usually see, I don't think we'll see it this year. I think things gonna change. So I got Boston. Well, I got Boston anyway, but I
Mm.
got them coming out first round. I'll
Okay.
say so for either Philly or because it's either gonna be Philly or Miami.
Mhm.
I got them beating Chicago and Atlanta. So I'll give them 6 games. I got Boston in 6.
Okay.
Um, I got Orlando upsetting Cavs. I got
Yeah,
them.
I do too.
I got them to 6.
I do too.
I got Milwaukee. I don't know. Giannis probably out for a minute. So
I think Giannis comes back game 3.
shit, that might be too late. You see what happened last year.
Yeah, but it's like this is where I give that a little bit of grace though, is because
And I think Pace is undefeated against them this year. People always say like regular season don't matter, but shit, if you got that number, you got that number.
that's true.
Especially if you won all the games against them, home and away.
That's true. I thought that I thought Milwaukee won 1 game, but no, they lost all of them.
Yeah.
They lost all of them. But I personally think that this isn't a bad thing because this gives Dame a chance to take the lead. Even though Giannis would let him anyway, because he's just that type of guy.
Yeah.
I think that if the series is 1-1 and Giannis comes back game 3, who on the Pacers is stopping Giannis?
They ain't got nobody.
They don't got nobody. So Milwaukee wins that series in 6 games, at the most 5 games at the least.
Yeah, and I don't think Miles Turner is okay. I don't got him as a elite big man.
No, he's not an elite big man. Like he has his games where he go
Yeah.
crazy and get you like 5-6 blocks, but
Yeah, that's about it.
that's about it. That's about it.
That's a good
But
one.
it is. But let's
So
say Giannis.
I won't say winner, so I'm gonna just say it'll go all 7.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I don't have a winner right now.
That's definitely fair to say.
Knicks versus either Philly or Miami. I got Knicks coming out. I got Knicks coming out the first round. I'm gonna say 6.
If the Knicks are going against Miami, I'm gonna say Knicks in 7.
How about Philly? If they play Philly.
If they play Philly, Philly in 7. Because Joel Embiid is still getting back in the groove.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, so for the West, okay, see what we playing, either New Orleans or Sacramento.
New Orleans.
See, if they play, all right, so if they play the Kings, I got the Kings winning.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Kings winning in 6. If they play New Orleans, I got OKC winning. Especially because Zion is out. But he may be back. Well, it's a hamstring, so you never know with that. But yeah, I got the Kings. So if the Kings get the 8 seed, I got them winning in 6. If the Pelicans get it, I got OKC in shit. I give them 6.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on that one.
Clippers and Mavs. See, this the shit. This is gonna be the best series right here.
It is. It is gonna be the best series in the West, man.
I love like first round matchups like this, but I also hate it. Because you want to see them. You want to see them in later rounds.
You do.
Damn.
I'm going Mavs in 7. And I'm saying Mavs in 7 because they're not gonna start Russ.
Right. They should though.
I'm about to say you kind of need to because Russ gonna bring that intensity.
Yeah.
So I would realistically sacrifice Terrence Mann starting to start Russ. But they're not gonna do it though, because they just not. But I'm going Mavs in 7. It's gonna go 7 games. I'm going Mavs in 7.
I think it will go 7. Oh, damn.
Because I also don't trust James Harden. Just being real, I don't trust James Harden.
You right, see. Yeah, I'm gonna go Mavs too. I'm gonna go Mavs 7. And I think I don't know. I think we look at Luka.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kyrie gonna show out.
Yeah,
I think Kyrie
gonna
gonna
show
put
out
on a clinic. Like
yeah.
for real. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna go Mavs too. Mavs and 7. Minnesota and Suns.
I'm going Suns in 6.
The only reason I'm hesitant is because their defense, man.
Yeah,
And Wolves got the Wolves defense is great.
it is. The Wolves defense is great, but I think it's great on people like Bill, like or and Nurkic, because like you don't need Karl Towns or Gobert to stop him. You can just have Nas Reed.
Right.
But I think KD got something to prove, and Devin Booker don't like losing.
See, they gonna have to do something, man.
They
Like
are.
they gonna have to turn up a whole different notch and
Yes.
come up with some type of schemes on the defensive end. But
Hmm.
and that's the thing too. Like who they gonna put on Ant?
And that's the other thing. Like you're gonna put Beal on Ant, not a good move. You're gonna put Booker on Ant, not a good
Not a good
move.
move. Like shit. So that's a
But yeah,
tough one.
I'm gonna still say Suns in 7. Me personally, I'm gonna say Suns in 7, but it's
All
gonna
right.
be a good series.
I'm actually gonna damn.
It's not gonna be a sweep in no first round matchup this year. There will not be a sweep.
I don't see it either. So damn. I'm gonna go with my man's. I'm gonna go Ant, man, yo.
Okay,
I'm gonna go
okay.
Ant. That's look. I said I'm gonna go Ant. I'm gonna go Wolves.
No, no, you meant it. You gonna go Ant. You right.
I'm gonna go Wolves. I'm gonna go 6. I'm gonna go 6-2.
Okay.
Then the last one, Denver and Lakers. Whew.
Oh, Denver in 5.
Denver and 5.
Bro, look at the poll online. I think 2 people picked the Lakers out of 12.
See, and this is why I hate coming on this platform and speaking on the Lakers because any other fan would need to it'd be like die hard, die hard. Oh yeah, we're gonna win. But I was listen, I was a basketball fan first
Hmm.
before I was a Lakers fan.
Yeah,
And we just talk about basketball. We gotta be realistic here. Yeah, Denver in 5.
yeah, Denver in 5.
Denver in 5, because you gotta think, bro. And we're gonna get into that next. You gotta think. We only won by 4
Hmm.
last night. And if I truly believe if Zion didn't go down because we came out second half strong, took a comfortable lead,
Hmm.
and then in that fourth quarter, probably like the last 7 6 7 minutes or so, they started going on that run, started coming back.
Hmm.
And Zion didn't go like they had the momentum, but then
Yeah,
Zion went down. And that kind of shifted right there. Those you can't make those type of mistakes against Denver at
you can't.
all. And I and that's the thing about Denver too. Like they're pretty good at finishing games,
Hmm.
especially close games like that. They're pretty good at finishing games.
They are.
So I'm gonna go Denver in 5. But
But to
go
go
ahead.
back to recheck the polls, I was right. The Lakers had 2 votes and the Nuggets had 12 votes. But for the playing game for the Pelicans and the Kings, the Pelicans got 4, the Kings got 8 votes.
Yeah, I got Kings easily. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into those games from last night. So Lakers, Pelicans. I won't have to stay on it too long.
Hmm.
Lakers, Pelicans. First half, you know how what we said. We thought they was about to tank it.
Yep.
We thought they was about to tank it, but they finished the half off strong. Came out second half strong as well. Um, LeBron, he did what he needed to do.
Yep.
AD did what he needed to do.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. But just watching that though, it's like, and Gabe Vincent, he made some good shots.
I'm sick of people thinking he's just gonna be like this big help for us.
Nah,
I'm so serious.
he's yeah, no. And I and we I kind of seen that too. It's like, and that's what a lot of players too. What's his name?
Mm-hmm.
Troops on Cleveland.
Yep,
Like
Max Strus.
they leave Miami and go to another team, and they don't make the same impact like they
Nope.
did in Miami. But I just look as a fan, I'm just lucky. Like we just lucky that Zion got hurt. That's all I just
Yeah.
gotta say. Like
Oh
that
yeah.
man dropped a 40 piece in his first. And I hate calling this
They're playing.
a
Oh yeah,
postseason.
postseason.
Oh my god! So now it count towards playoff points. Oh my god, I hate
Yep.
it. But his first playoff game, he dropped 40, and it sucks though. Like he played in majority of the games this season. He did
Mm-hmm.
consider his health. He lost a lot of, I think they said 25 pounds in the
Which is
season,
good.
which is good. He looked like he was in great shape.
Mm-hmm.
And then for that to happen, it just sucks.
It does.
Yeah, it's kind of sad for him.
No, for real.
Hopefully it's not a nothing too bad. Where if the Pelicans do win, he's able to come back at least like the third, fourth game or something like that.
Yeah, it's
Hopefully, but you never know.
yeah.
But
You never know.
they might just cut him off for the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, because you don't want anything else to happen bad. Y'all
No.
got this far. He got this far, so you might as well save it for wrap it up for next season. So,
Yep. I agree.
uh, but shit, the main thing I wanted to talk about was the goddamn Kings and Warriors game. What the fuck was that by the Warriors?
You know, I saw some people say this, and I'm not saying I agree or I disagree, but some people were saying, I'm gonna keep this brief. They just didn't play like they cared.
I that would seem like,
Like that's what it was.
and now like I put the blame on, and we'll get to that later, Clay, but I put the blame on Steve Kerr. Like,
Yeah, Steve Curry been getting no blame for the whole Warriors
you see
situation.
the rotation that he was
Yeah,
doing? Like, and then he has look, I don't look, forget minute restriction. Steph needs to be in the game.
yeah,
Steph needs to be in the game. Took him out for a hell of time in that second quarter, as well as the third. Like he didn't come back in until like halfway
yep,
in the quarter.
yep.
Then you start the rookie. Why? Why start the rookie? Like I don't think he
Mm-hmm.
done that much in the season for him to deserve a spot in a must win game. Right now, like you had Kaminga on
Mm-hmm.
the bench, barely played Looney, and
Yep,
when you put Looney in the game, like he out of whack because he's needed rep.
yep,
I think they say he only played 9 minutes. How you
yep.
played Looney 9 minutes? Wasn't he one of the key reasons y'all beat the Kings last year? Like,
But you know, bro, is that's why I think that low key those comments have a point. Steve Kerr low key sabotaged it. Like it's it's the end, bro. And I know we're gonna like get to that with
yeah, we'll get
reaching
to
the
that.
teaching, but
Quick.
I'm gonna just leave it right there. Like it was a pitiful performance by the Warriors. That's all I'm gonna say.
Horrible. And like, of course, of course, people always be like, well, Steph only had 22. True. In a game like that, you expect him to drop like 30, 35. He only shot 16 times and he was 50%. So 8 for 16. So that just means he was taking quality shots.
Yep.
And then you guys who watch the games, man, they was double teaming him like off the like quick. Like soon as he come off the screens, like they're on him. Like rushing him. Like he barely could get a shot off. Um, I mean, so everybody else got to make the play. Like, of course, I think he did have a lot of turnovers. It was a lot of stupid plays that they did throughout that game. Clay,
Yeah, a lot.
gave us a donut. Clay gave us a donut. Like no points. Like no, not
Nothing.
one. In
Nothing.
Listen, in 30 plus minutes, he gave us nothing. And yeah, that was just like, yeah. I blame Steve Kerr for the most part, but that was just a horrible performance on the Warriors and overall. They definitely needed Gary Payton Jr.
Yes.
They definitely needed him. You can tell his presence was needed in that game.
Yes.
Bad.
Very true. Very true.
Yep. But yeah, let's just get right into reaching or teaching. So, audience, fans, is it reaching or teaching when we say the Warriors need to blow up after this season? Break up the big three and start from scratch. Is it reaching or teaching when we say that? Aaron, you can give your opinion first.
You know, man, I don't think that. I think it's actually teaching to say to blow it up. Now, I did hear somebody say trading Draymond or letting Clay go isn't blowing it up because it hasn't been the big three for a few years now. But in the past 2 years, in the past like 4 years, y'all still won. So if someone goes, you technically did blow it up and something good did happen.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's reaching to say that because if we're just being completely honest, what else can all three of them do? Like, not even just a standpoint of competing, but of like legacy. Y'all won 4 times. You've been six. Or was it 6 or 5? You've been
6. Yep.
You've been six. You won 4. Like, because the only people y'all lost to were the
Cavs in Toronto.
and Toronto.
And people was hurt doing that playoff run. So
Exactly. So it's okay if y'all blow it up. Like this, to me, this is different than the Bulls blowing it up in the last dance because that team was still in a position where they could have won again.
yeah.
Clay basically right now is just JJ Redick on Philly. He can shoot the ball for you, but that's about it.
It's a lot going on with Clay, man. You can see it
No,
in his face where he just like, I'm
no.
trying, but I ain't the same.
Yeah. And I think Clay's problem is he hasn't told himself that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's been like, yeah, I'm not the same player no more. I know that. But Clay, I don't really think you know that
I don't
because
think he believe it. Like,
no,
of
he
course,
don't believe it.
at that level, you don't want to,
Yeah,
especially
you
when you
don't want
played
to.
at the highest level and you contributed a lot to that team.
Yeah.
You don't want to believe that.
Like in real talk, Clay, you just gonna have to become Ray Allen, bro. We're gonna sit you in the corner. You're gonna hit that three, get us about 12 a game, shoot about
Yeah,
40% from three, and that's just it. That's what you do now.
yeah.
Because it's just those injuries you had took your legs from you.
Not the same defender anymore,
Nope.
and that hurt too because he was constantly in talks when you talk about just like a two-way player. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that would have helped him. I think that would have helped him get in those conversations when you talk about like top players.
Yeah.
Maybe not top 10, but maybe top 20. You know, because even because some of the people in the top 10 defense is iffy.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So having a two-way player like Clay and having a goddamn sniper,
Like,
he definitely would have been in the talks, and it probably would have been no question if he would have been top 75, top
hmm
75 or not. But that injury definitely took a toll.
it has. So it's like I let Clay walk. In all honesty, I'm trading Draymond. I'm trading him to Detroit. Like people be making the jokes about it, but I actually am. I'm trading him to Detroit. Give me Jalen Duren and give me Jaden Ivey.
Mhm. I think mhm. I think those are good pieces.
I'm saying, and then in exchange, we give you Draymond, we give you Moody, probably like another player off the bench and like a pick or two.
Could you see not Draymond to um Detroit, but could you see a swap or maybe throw in a couple like draft picks for Clay and Cunningham?
The only way we
Because I
getting
feel like
Cunningham,
because I felt
go
my
ahead.
the only reason I say that because I always thought that the Warriors should have took LaMelo. I always thought they should have took LaMelo, and then you give away Jordan Poole.
hmm
So once Steph career is over, who is he grooming?
Yeah,
Who is he grooming to be the next guard? The next star on the team. He don't have nobody worth
no,
naming. You know what I'm saying? That's why I
it's
said that like that switch.
because it's tough because I'm not saying that Kate Cunningham can't work in the Warrior system, but it's also like you would also got to give up Wiggins too, which I'm cool with. I'm fine with giving up Wiggins. Like if that's the
Yeah.
trade, that's the trade. Like, hey, look, Clay, we sent like Draymond, Clay, um, Moody, and two picks. We sending y'all to the well, actually not two picks. Shit, give
I
them
don't know.
nah.
I wouldn't give a Moody.
You wouldn't? I
Uh,
would. I ain't been crazy about Moody, bro. I just don't think he for it's just I don't think he works in their system. That's just a me thing. But okay, we're not giving up Moody. So Clay, Dre, um, two picks, or and three picks. Clay, Dre, and three picks, maybe four. Um, two first rounders and a second rounder, or two first rounders and two second rounders. You give that up for Cunningham, Jalen Duren, and like three picks back, or Cunningham, Jalen Duren, Jaden Ivey, and one pick back, like a second rounder, a late second rounder. I don't think that's a problem.
what I could see happening? It probably won't happen because the
What?
style of play is too similar. But we was rumored to pursue
Oh, Clay.
Trey Young
Oh, Trae Young. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
this summer.
hmm
But imagine Trey Young going to Warriors.
I don't know that one and two can work though with Stephen
It
with
that's
Stephen
and that's
Trey.
why I said but it wouldn't work. But at the same time, if they gonna make dumb decisions and pick up Chris Paul,
Mm.
Trey can run the one, and
I wasn't mad at the
you
Chris
have
Paul pick though.
I was
I wasn't.
I was man originally. All right, so I was mad at because I was like, how the fuck does this gonna work? And you talk about the style of the Warriors and how they play over the years. Chris Paul just gonna get in. He's not prime Chris Paul no more. Not
hmm
even shit. He's not even OKC Chris Paul anymore. So
Yeah.
I just felt like he was gonna slow down the tempo of the game. And then I was like, the only way it could work if he come off the bench with the second unit.
Yeah.
But one, he got hurt, and then two is like the rotation and just the personnel that comes off the bench for the Warriors now. It's not the same.
It's not. But that's where I blame Steve Kerr because I don't think Steve Kerr cared to give people fair minutes. Because it's like, Moody and Kaminga was talking about their roles on the team. And very vocal about it. Steve Kerr, let's be real. Like, is it fair for him to be frustrated with Draymond? Absolutely. But you've been basically saying that man ain't shit. Like
Yeah.
when you're going to interviews. Sorry,
I,
my connection get a little funky,
no, you
but
good. I can hear you fine.
okay, good. But it's still like to the point of the segment, they should just blow it up, bro. Like there's possibilities that can make the team better. Go do it. Go
I,
do
s-
it. Like, and stop trying to preserve the legacy. You already have a legacy. You built a dynasty. You won. Like, it's okay that it's done.
I big facts. Yeah, and I agree with all that. Fuck that big three. Yeah, shout out to Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the big three. It's just Steph. Steph is the only one that's gonna retire, bro. Steph is. Well, of course you can't. I can't say that. Them three will have their jersey retired by the Warriors
Yes,
easily. But if you just talking about keeping one the whole career, it has to be Steph.
it's gonna be Steph.
Like who? Like no disrespectful. Who else? And then with Clay, I'm sure like Miami could use him. Shit, if you want to stay on the West Coast, shit, send him to the Kings. If you want to stay on the West Coast,
Because I know people talk about they want Clay on the Lakers. I don't want Clay on the Lakers.
nah, I don't.
Like
I'd rather have DeMar. Like,
yeah, I'd rather have
of
DeMar.
course, we need shooters, but DeMar's he's still a scorer. So
But that's another thing I heard too was trading Draymond to Chicago. Trading him to Chicago, like him, Wiggins, and two picks, trade them to Chicago for DeMar and what you call it, not Caruso and
Zach
Caruso
LaVine,
and Zach LaVine.
that could be a good piece for the Warriors. Zach LaVine.
Yeah, they just gotta make sure they got the cap space. That's just it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think they would though, because you mean if you especially if you're trading Draymond, you just gave Draymond that like what 160.
Yeah, that big
So
contract.
so if you trade those, I'm pretty sure you open up a lot of cap space for the team.
Hmm.
So
It's true.
so but yeah, blow it up. I've been said them niggas done. They're not going back to no finals, especially with that team. They
Yeah.
might as well at this point. You might as well trade Looney too.
Yeah, and Trey Looney too. Like, real, go get Clint Capella.
See, now you talking my language.
Like, because he ain't doing much in Atlanta. Go give him a coach like Steve Kerr and a system like the Warriors. I think he'll give you 10 and 11 or 11 and 10.
I mean, they need a five. That's what they
Yeah.
all, bro. They've been sleeping on getting outside of the year that they had Cousins who was coming off the bench. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
it was during those years KD was there.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just the management just dropped the ball on that. Like
Yeah.
they just said Steph's gonna lead us. We don't really need a five that can
Mm-hmm.
that can actually defend the top
Yep.
big man that's in the league. Like, what you think Looney's gonna do with? What you think Kaminga and Jackson? Yeah, what do you think they're gonna do with the Joker?
Yep.
What do you think they're gonna do? You see what Sabonis be doing to y'all?
Exactly.
Like, so
And he
why
not a top three center.
exactly? So why haven't y'all figured out that y'all I feel like the league is shifting a little bit again, where
Mm-hmm.
of course you will still have your shooters, but big man is becoming a thing again. So why not go after the big man, and then why not actually invest in your bench,
Yep.
not just in the draft. Like you did good when you picked up Steph, you did good when you picked up Clay, you did good when you picked up Draymond. But we passed that now.
Yep. We're past that.
We're past that now. Kaminga been on the squad for like 2-3 years now.
Yep.
Moody just saying like you have no key people that's on your bench, and how you like and you talk about Kerr in these interviews talking about like Steph been carrying the team ever since he been here. Like that's y'all
Mm-hmm.
fault.
That is y'all
That's
fault.
y'all
Like
fault. Y'all not giving that, outside of KD. Y'all not giving that man
y'all barely gave it to KD.
So
But
yeah,
this, but this is like just real quick. I think that this is one of the big double-edged swords of being a dynasty is that you risk so much to win. Because it's like, look at the Bulls. Like they risked relationships with Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman to bring in Tony Kukoc.
yeah.
Like,
But like you're saying, those stuff happens, and when you talk about the Bulls, even after the '98 season,
mhm,
like they shipped everybody, wherever. And I think Dennis Rodman went to the Lakers before he went to the Spurs, and
mhm.
then
No, he was a free agent for a minute, and then
but then
he
went to the Lakers.
mhm.
Um, and then Pippen went to the Rockets or Portland. No, I think he went to the
Portland.
Rockets.
No, he got traded to Portland.
Okay, yeah, he got so Portland and then he went to the Rockets. And
Hmm.
then shit, even with the Lakers after '04,
Yep.
you know, traded Shaq, traded Gary Payton. I think Carmelo finally retired. Got rid of everybody pretty much, and then we had that 2-3 years that we had to rebuild, and then that would happen again with the Lakers after like 2013. They
Yep.
had to rebuild, so it's just their turn now. Like
Yeah, it's just their
it's
turn.
inevitable. Like it happens.
Like,
So
look at Boston. Look at the Spurs.
yep, yeah. Look at the Spurs. Look at the Spurs, dude. Who might? Nah, Detroit probably. Wizards might get it. Wizards got the worst record in the league, right?
Yeah, the Wizards got the worst record in the league.
But yeah, but Spurs still probably get a top three, top five pick. So, and that's even crazy. But
Dang, that is crazy. They could get another top five pick with Wemby. Oh, get a good point guard with that, or trade him.
I'm about to say, I think with that, if the Spurs get a top five pick, but they also said this might be the worst draft ever.
Yeah, yeah. This is one of the worst NBA drafts ever. I'll agree with that.
So I think it would be smart with the Spurs if they do get a top five pick. If they do get a top five pick, trade it,
Trade it.
trade it to get a key player. Trade it to get a key player. Throw whoever, I don't care who you get, throw that pick in there. Throw maybe like two more picks in there, like a second round pick or a future another first round or whatever. Throw those picks in there and get you a key player that can play beside
Hmm.
Wemby.
Yep.
Next year, my early season predictions will come true when I said the Spurs would be in the playing game
Yep.
next year. I thought it would be this year, but damn,
Sure.
they
I
didn't have nobody.
realistically, I trade the Spurs. I'm trading that pick, that blonde headed dude who always dyed his hair
I know you're
on.
talking about.
I'm trading him, the pick, and another player. I'm going to get Cade Cunningham. Give me that 6'8" point guard who can feed Wimby the ball and who can hit the three.
Nah, that's true. But would you trade him or would you trade Trey Jones?
That's a tough thing because Jones been doing good.
He has like last second half of the season.
You talking about Kendall?
No, that's Johnson.
No. I'm about to say I'm not getting up Kendall.
No,
Like,
I said Trey Jones.
yeah. I'm getting up Trey Jones. I am.
Yeah,
I hate to say it, but I am.
yeah. So that could work though. They need to do something, man.
They do.
Warriors, your time is up. You had a good run, but it's over. Sorry to say.
Yep.
So, any final thoughts on basketball talk?
Um, the playoffs are going to be very interesting. There will be no sweeps in the first round. And I think that if we lose in the first round, we got some serious conversations to have, which we will, but we have some serious conversations to have.
Oh, I would say if Clay don't, this is another prediction. If Clay don't get traded,
Mhm.
I think he's gonna retire.
You think he would?
I think so because I feel like because the Warriors at this point is like Steph already said, man, I just want to win. I at
Hmm.
least be, have a good enough team to make a good run in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna win the finals anymore.
No, not at all.
In this time period. But if a team want to be loyal to them, the big three, like, of course he's not gonna be offered the money that he wants. But at the
Hmm.
same time, the money that he do get, I would prefer that to go somewhere else. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
I agree.
he's either gonna get traded, be unhappy with the Warriors,
Hmm.
especially when you talk about the contract, because you're a free agent or whatever. He's
Yep,
just gonna retire. I can
that's
see
it.
that. I can see that happening. I can see Draymond playing for maybe, I think what did he have? A 4-year extension?
Yeah,
I can see him playing. I can honestly see Draymond probably, if it continued down this road, I can see him getting traded either next year or the season after that.
yeah,
Yeah, but I can definitely see Clay, especially if he's not living up to the hype. I can definitely see him retiring.
and I think that's not crazy to say. It's just tough though because we know he loves basketball,
Yeah,
but
I mean, when your body, you got to listen to your body. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? So you got to take care of your health. So
yes,
if you can't, perform at that level that you used to, you just, you know, your time gonna come. It may not be
yeah,
the time that you want, but you got to listen to your body. So I can see him retiring.
yeah, that's fair to say.
Cause when he did that ACL and then the Achilles back to back.
Hmm.
I'm like, bro. I said I didn't expect him to come back.
No, it shaved 3 years off his career.
I did not expect him to come back. So that's tough.
It is.
That's tough. But yeah, that's just my prediction on it. That's all I have for today. Anything else?
Nah, y'all let us know if it's reaching or teaching for
Yeah,
the Warriors to blow it up.
let us know. Let us know. But yeah, once again, we appreciate y'all for always supporting us. Continue to give us feedback. Follow the page, Regional Teaching, uh, Instagram, Facebook, and then Reach or Teach 24 on Twitter. Also support the Woke Podcast. Um,
Appreciate it.
y'all got a new episode out now. High
Yes,
school
sir.
reunion
I'll go listen to
topic. Go listen to it. Apple
it.
Podcasts, Spotify. Continue to stream Unfiltered Brothers episode. Apple Podcast, Spotify. You can watch all these episodes on our YouTube channel. But with that, y'all stay blessed, y'all stay safe, and we out here.